good evening, and welcome. Tonight, I want to talk about this research study I saw. It was done by the Pew Research Center, and it talked about today that there are a lot of adults living alone, like meaning they're not married or they're not like even living with their boyfriend or girlfriend, whatever. What's up, Jesse? I'm on time tonight. I'm trying to be on time. I'll be on CP time. But thank you for joining me. So I'm going to pull up that research study. So give me a moment and then we can get started here. And actually, our boy Marshall is supposed to be going live tonight. So I'm like, oh man, that should be good. That should be good. Let's see. Let's see. Hope everyone's had a great day. What's today? Tuesday. It's all a blur. Somebody sharing this. And okay, there it is. Okay, so we got some Azriel saying, as a man, it's not worth it. Too much drama. Wow. Do you really feel that way? He said it's too much drama. Let me share my screen. And then I'm gonna put a link in the chat if y'all want to come up and give your opinions. Yeah, Jess, I got a comment. I'll try for tomorrow, I want to give y'all a break. I don't know if I'm overloading y'all with the Odd Nation stuff. I don't want to be, I feel like I'm being too repetitive. I don't know. But I figure I kind of switch it up. But we're going to get back on that for sure. Damn it. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to find my screen here. Where is it? There it is. Okay. I don't like showing all my tabs. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Because I'm the queen of having a million tabs open. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm glad you like it. I'll definitely have it coming tomorrow. But he's going live tonight, so I'll try to catch that and see what he's talking about. But he's been cussing Golden out on Instagram today, so. All right, so here's the article. So I'm going to read it. Be sure to like the stream as you enter. And I'm going to go ahead and read this and leave y'all thoughts below. All right, so it's saying that the rising share of U.S. adults are living without a spouse or partner. And it says on key economic outcomes, single adults at prime working age increasingly lag behind those who are married or cohabitating. And I thought this was interesting because I know I reacted to Kevin Samuel's conversation he had with this woman that was like 26, and she was like, "Nah, I'm not really worried about a man right now. I just want to get my business off the ground," and like it wasn't a priority for her. It wasn't a priority for her at all. And he took issue with that. Yeah, he took issue with that. Yes, more of that to come. You say you're willing to live alone for the rest of your life if me has peace. All right. But what if you have a partner that you have peace? So y'all think you can't have peace living with a partner or being married? Yeah, he is a mess. All right, so as relationships, living arrangements, and family life continue to evolve for American adults, a rising share are not living with a romantic partner. A new Pew Research Center analysis of census data finds that in 2019, roughly 4 in 10 adults aged 25 to 54, which is 38%, were unpartnered. That is, neither married nor living with a partner. This share is up sharply from 29% in 1990. Men are now more likely than women to be unpartnered, which wasn't the case 30 years ago. Okay, so the growth in the single population is driven mainly by the decline in marriage among adults who are at prime working age. At the same time, there has been a rise in the share who are cohabiting, but it hasn't been enough to offset the drop in marriage, hence the overall decline in partnership. While the unpartnered population includes some adults who were previously married, is those who are separated, divorced, or widowed, all of the growth in the unpartnered population since 1990 has come from a rise in the number who have never been married. All right. So let me know in the chat if y'all are married, single, divorced, widowed, separated. Let me know in the chat. And it says this trend has broad societal implications, as does the growing gap in well-being between partnered and unpartnered adults. Looking across a range of measures of economic and social status, unpartnered adults generally have different, often worse outcomes than those who are married or cohabiting. This pattern is apparent among both men and women. Unpartnered adults have lower earnings on average than partnered adults and are less likely to be employed or economically independent. That's okay. They also have lower educational attainment and are more likely to live with their parents. Other research suggests that married and cohabiting adults fare better than those who are unpartnered when it comes to some health outcomes. All right. Okay, so it looks like they're saying more partnered people have at least a bachelor's degree. More are more are employed. They make more money. Okay. Wow, okay. And they say more unpartnered people live with their parents. Okay, institutionalized. That didn't really. So, okay, let me see what y'all saying in the chat. What's up, Bree? Good to see you. So you watching your hair? Okay. UK Kev says, my group of friends from 10 years ago no longer can hang all together because they all paired off and then split up. Oh, wow. Damn. Shouts out to Couture Bay. Azriel the Daywalker says, no, women need drama. Oh, goodness. And I can't provide that along with being productive, being a leader, being quote unquote romantic is too much, not enough for all. Okay, so you said I'm in my 20s. I'm working on my second business and finishing school. So, okay, so you're in your 20s. Okay. All right, so Bree said divorced. You're single. Azriel, UK Kev is single. I've never been married. So this is interesting. Does this data, like, is it shocking to you or did you all already know this information? All right, let me go back to reading. Lord, my mouse. Because I do know a lot of people that live, like I know my sister's ex, like his parents never legally married, but they've been together for like over 30 years. So it's all kind of situations in the world. All right, so let's continue. So it says, the gaps in economic outcomes between unpartnered and partner adults have widened since 1990. Among men, the gaps are widening because unpartnered men are faring worse than they were in 1990. Among women, however, these gaps have gotten wider because partnered women are faring substantially better than in 1990. The growing gap in economic success between partner and unpartnered adults may have consequences for single men who would like to eventually find a partner. In a 2017 Pew Research Center survey, 71% of U.S. adults said being able to support a family financially is very important for a man to be a good spouse or partner. Similar shares of men and women said this. In contrast, 32% of adults and just 25% of men said this is very important for a woman to be a good spouse or partner. All right. So of course we know that women want a man that is good financially, but it looks like the men don't think that is important like women do. Okay, just is not sharing his status. Okay. As we all said, oh yeah, I don't know anybody in my circle is getting married between early 20s and mid 30s. I haven't been to a wedding in so long. Man, it's been a minute. It's definitely been a minute, but I know a lot of babies. But that's a different topic. All righty. So it said a growing share of adults are unpartnered. Americans' marital and living arrangements have changed considerably over the past 30 years. The share of adults ages 25 to 54 who are currently married fell from 67% in 1990, hold on, to 53% in 2019, while the share cohabiting more than doubled over that same period from 4%. Hold on, this is distracting me. Who is a ghetto gagger? That's not nice to call somebody a ghetto gagger. Mud flaps. That distracted me. Okay. So the share who have never been married has also grown from 17% to 33%. All of this churn has resulted in a significant increase in the share who are unpartnered. Hmm. Wow, that's interesting. But I do notice, especially for women, a lot of them feel like since they could take care of themselves financially, it seems like some women feel like it's not a priority for them to have a partner. Okay, so it says the growth in unpartnered adults has been sharper among men than women. In 1990, men and women ages 25 to 54 were equally likely to be unpartnered. 29% of each group. By 2019, 39% of men were unpartnered compared to 36% of women. In terms of their demographic characteristics, prime working age single adults are somewhat younger than their counterparts who are married or living with a partner. Among adults ages 25 to 54, the median age of those who are unpartnered was 36 in 2019. This compares with 40 among partner adults. Hmm. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. So it looks like perhaps maybe people are waiting later to partner up to get married. Hmm. So a lot of men are about their bachelor life, it seems like. Okay, so it says some may assume that as the median age of first marriage continues to rise, unpartnered adults are merely lagging behind rather than foregoing partnership altogether. That might not be the case. Among adults ages 40 to 54, there has been a significant increase in the share who are unpartnered from 1990, 24% to now 31% in 2019. Says there are differences by race and ethnicity in the share of prime working age adults who are partner and unpartnered. Says among those ages 25 to 54, 59% of Black adults were unpartnered in 2019. This is higher than the shares among Hispanic, 38%, white, 33%, and Asian, 29% adults. For most racial and ethnic groups, men are more likely than women to be unpartnered. The exception is among Black adults, where women, 62%, are more likely to be unpartnered than men, 55%. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. What do y'all think of that? That is a high, right? That's really high. Why do you all think that number is so high between Black men and women, and the women being more unpartnered than the men? And it says partnership status also differs by nativity. Foreign born adults at prime working age were less likely, 28%, to be unpartnered in 2019 than their native born peers, 40%. Hmm. Okay. This pattern is apparent among adults of each major racial or ethnic origin. For example, 29% of foreign born Hispanic adults were single, compared with 46% of native born Hispanic adults. Some of this difference in partnership status may reflect that foreign born prime working age adults are older than their native born counterparts. I wonder, is it a cultural thing like within the United States? Like, I remember I used to love Sex in the City when I was in high school. I think her name Carrie Bradshaw, Samantha. They just seem like they live fabulous lives in New York, and they had this money, they had these great clothes, they were going on all these dates. Like, the only one that really seemed pressed was, I believe her name was Charlotte. Like, she was really, really wanting to be married, but the other ladies didn't seem to be that pressed. So to me, I think, my opinion, it's just American culture. It doesn't seem like it's that important. Let me see what y'all saying. Azrael says we can't get along. We can't get along. Just says, I question them stats. Yo, damn near every black woman I come in contact with is taken. Yeah, Charlotte wanted married. That's right. Thank you. Yeah, she really wanted to be married. I think Samantha didn't care. Samantha was doing a lot. By black men, hard to clarify what genders. Got you. People I come into contact with are not. So a lot of them are not. Now, like older women I work with, they are. But women like my age or younger are not. Okay, UK Kev, most Western nations have the same issue. Oh, wow. Samantha was divorced. Oh, wow. I didn't realize that, Bree. I didn't realize that. That kind of explains her behavior, perhaps. Okay. So it says, on average, unpartnered adults have worse economic outcomes than partnered adults. And I'm going to put my job the same way. Like Bree says it at her job, there are a lot of black women unmarried. Mine too. And it's not like they are booger wolves. And these are women that are beautiful. At least women I work with, I know they're beautiful. Like, they seem nice, seem like nice, decent human beings. So it is interesting. And I'm gonna put the link in case anyone wants to come up. Oops, wrong. I clicked the wrong thing. Okay, let's see. What's up, Amin Ra? Good to see you. Bree said they don't have kids either, but they only date black men. Yeah, I have a buddy. We hang out from time to time, and she's 34. She doesn't have children. She wants to be married, and she says she's going to expand her options because she does want to be married, and she wants to be a mother. Just says now a lot of single black women are come in contact with is single. Oh goodness, yeah, that's true. Some people are single for a reason, but I'm wondering, because just the discussions that go on social media, like, even with Godfather, the women that call in, like, they want. I think a lot of people do want to be partnered, but it's like this disconnect. It just seems like a disconnect. Yeah, like in the DMV, at least in my area, just a lot of women are not like, a lot of them very successful as far as like professional wise in their profession. A lot of them don't have children. So I guess it just depends. I don't know if it depends where you are or. Okay, so on a variety of outcomes, be it education, employment, or living arrangements, unpartnered adults fare differently than partnered adults. Because the size of the gap associated with partnership differs between men and women, results are presented separately for both genders. When it comes to educational attainment, 26% of unpartnered prime working age men had completed at least a bachelor's degree in 2019. This markedly trails the 37% of partner men who had finished college. Hmm. Okay, that's interesting. So it seems like the men that are married or partner, they are at least have a bachelor's degree. It says similarly, 33% of partner women in 2019 have finished at least a bachelor's degree compared with 43% of partnered women. Hmm. Wow. This is to see this data, this is crazy. And I always wonder, like, who are they polling when they do these research studies? Like, I never, do y'all ever get questioned? I never get questioned. So, so the partner men have degrees, the partner women have more degrees. The partner men and women are employed more and they earn more and they're not as financially vulnerable. Hmm. Says the economic outcomes of prime working age men differ substantially by partnership status. In 2019, 73% of men without a partner were employed, compared with 91% of partner men. The gap in employment among women, which is more modest, goes in the opposite direction. 77% of single women held a job in 2019, compared with 74% of women with a partner. Well, of course, if you're single, you got to work. You got to take care of yourself. Says in 2019, the median earnings of men without a partner were $35,600, lagging far behind those of partner men. Oh my God, who is able to live off a low salary like that in 2021? That's really low. It says unpartnered women also trail their partner counterparts in median earnings, 32,000 and 40,000 respectively, but the gap is not as large. Let me see what y'all saying in the chat. Oh, you're telling him to come to the DMV? It just says, I'm going to have to make some kind of change. Can't keep choosing younger women every time I want to get around religious fanatics and single moms. Oh, goodness. Religion and family, two big things where I live at. Oh, okay. Yeah, the church, some of the religious views can be toxic, and I think they keep women single because pastor want them tithe money to continue to roll in. A lot of men be hip to pastor game he be running, but the women just buy into it. I know at my my dad's church, my dad would be mad at my stepmom because she would give all this money to the church because our pastor, he the type that said, "Oh, thank you, Sister Jenkins, donating $500," like that type of pastor. So they want to be recognized and validated. Yeah, that's crazy. Who's surviving off $35,000? That's crazy. It seems like those unpartnered men don't have no kind of ambition. That's why they single. That's ridiculous. You could at least get another job if you don't have nothing else to do. All right, so it says another measure of economic standing compares an individual's income with a threshold of the resources needed to live independently. In this analysis, an income of 150% of the official poverty level for a one-person household, $19,950, based on a poverty cutoff of 13,300 in 2019, is used as a benchmark for living independently. Adults whose total income is below this threshold are considered financially vulnerable. I bet that is very low. Wow. In 2019, 36% of unpartnered men would have been considered financially vulnerable based on their individual income. This is nearly 3 times the share of partnered men with vulnerable incomes. 13%. In contrast, there was little difference in the share of unpartnered and partnered women who were financially vulnerable, 37% and 38% respectively. Okay, hold on. Let me read it again. So it is saying that the partner women were more financially vulnerable? That don't make sense. The parity among women partly reflects the differing child care responsibilities of partnered versus unpartnered women. As reported below, partner women are about twice as likely as their unpartnered counterparts to live with one or more of their own children, and mothers are generally less likely to work full time and full year. Hmm. Wow. So you can't do it. Wow. Okay, so it makes sense that the people that partner do better because they have someone they probably can at least do the 50-50 thing with. You said this is white women stats? Oh boy. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, this is crazy. Yeah, I know a woman, she was working, we used to work together. Actually, she had 4 young children. She ended up quitting because it's too much to have little kids and try to work full time. It's a lot. It's just too much. And then childcare cost. That's a lot to consider. Okay, so it says there are stark differences in the living arrangements of partner and unpartnered prime working age adults, particularly among men. Roughly 3 in 10 unpartnered men, 31%, lived in the home of at least one of their parents in 2019. Damn. Oh my God, that's kind of high. Among men who were married or cohabiting, only 22% of them resided in the home of their parents. Some of the gap reflects that unpartnered men tend to be younger than partnered men. However, even when looking only at unpartnered men ages 40 to 54, a sizable share, 20%, live with their parents' home. Yep. I know guys staying at home with their parents in their 40s, 30s. Wow. It says about a quarter, 24% of unpartnered women live with at least one parent in 2019, compared with only 2% of partner women. Yeah, I know a girl that lives with her mom, and she's late 30s. So I only know a handful of black women who stay home with their kids. Right? It's not very common, and I don't know how they balance it all. Well, I know my coworker, she was struggling, like, she would be crying at work. She was having a rough time because she felt really guilty about leaving her kids. Yeah, that's why I'm like, yeah, I have a good buddy I've known over 20 years. She stayed at home with her mother. She's still with her mama. He said, I believe that stat about men staying with parents, these new age men. Yeah, I know a guy. Actually, the girl that lived with her mama, her baby daddy lived with his mama. He in his 40s. It's like just arrested development. Yeah, they shit. I don't understand it. And then she talking to a guy, he want to move out, but he make 25,000. I'm like, he can't get no apartment for 25,000. He gonna need a bulletproof vest wherever you live at for the 25,000. That's they down in Atlanta, but even still, what is that? 25,000, 12 months a year. That's not even including income tax, but let's see. Mm, oh my goodness. That's like 2,100 before taxes. Damn. I don't know where he gonna stay. He might need to be about that van life. He gonna be about the van life. Okay, then it says in 2019, 5% of unpartnered men resided in institutionalized group quarters. For adults of prime working age, this largely refers to adult correctional facilities. This compares with 1% of partner men. The share of women who were living in an institutional setting, whether they are partner or not, was extremely low. 1% for unpartnered and fewer than 1% for partner women. So I guess they're talking about prisons or like mental health facilities. So people can't keep saying all the good men locked away. Yeah, that is very low. That is some low income. And I had read across another Pew Research study, but it was older. It was older from 2017. So I was like, well, that's kind of old. So I didn't want to read that one. Let's see. Says, not surprisingly, unpartnered adults are much less likely than partner adults to have a child of their own in their household. Among men, 8% of the unpartnered live with a child of their own in 2019. This includes stepchildren and adopted children, as well as biological children. Among partnered men, 61% were living with at least one child. The gap is smaller among women. Roughly a third of unpartnered women, 32%, live with at least one child, compared with 60% of partnered women. Researchers have considered why this relationship between partnership status and economic outcomes exists, particularly for men. It is driven by the fact that men with higher levels of education, higher wages, and better prospects for the future are more desirable potential spouses. You think? Or is there something about marriage or partnership that gives a boost to a man's economic outcomes? The research suggests that both factors are at play. Married men earn more because high earners are more likely to marry in the first place. Cohabiting men also receive a wage premium. In addition, marriage or partnership may make men more productive at work, thus adding to the wage premium that already exists. Less attention has focused on the benefits of partnership for women, but marriage and cohabitation are associated with wage gains for childless women. The effects may be more modest for women, but marriage benefits men's and women's wages through similar processes. Hmm. What do you all think of that? Wow. Says, well, to be fair, we do know this 140 something dude that live in his mama base. Yes, we do, up in Michigan. And you think he could get some teeth, them teeth done, them teeth is done. Like at least get veneers or something. Damn, don't make no sense. You live in your mama basement, mouth like that. Mouth is that raggedy and talking shit online every day about somebody. Don't make no sense. Hmm. Now I have heard Kevin Samuels mention that married men, married men make more money than single men. Hmm. And y'all heard Kitten, I ain't gonna call him that. I'm gonna be respectful. Kevin said he wants to start a dating service. What do y'all think of that? He wants to know who it is. Say he might be going to jail since he might get He gave a white woman an STD. Ew. Are you for real? OMG. Oh my goodness. Wow. And I would like to find some research on parents that have like extra grown kids living with them as to how they feel about that. Like you have kids 30s and 40s still at home. I'm curious to know how they feel about that. So it says since 1990, worse outcomes for unpartnered men and better outcomes for partnered women. The economic gap between single and partner adults has generally grown wider since 1990, though exceptions exist. The change has been greater on some measures among women than men, and the dynamics underlying the shifts reflect different realities for each group. For women, the gaps have widened not because unpartnered women are faring worse now than 1990, but rather because partnered women have experienced significant improvements in their outcomes. In contrast, the economic gap between unpartnered and partnered men has widened mainly because the former are faring worse on most indicators. Wow. So again, we see the partner men have at least a bachelor's degree. Most of them, they're saying, I guess, from the people they research or included in their research study, more partner are employed. Okay. We still partner earn 40,000. That's what I don't understand this high value topic because most people are not making the salary he talking about. Like what's his name is LA, right? Lamar Wills. Yeah. It's from like old black sector. So when do you think children should leave? Hmm. That's a good question. I would say at least by 25. I said it's a good age. I don't know. I mean, I have a child as an adult by what legally, but I don't see her as an adult. She just 18. But she wants to her and her friend, they want to get their own apartment. So that would be interesting to see how that works out. So they don't like it. You said this guy, your job complains all day. Is he oh, he has a grown child at home, Bree? Says sweet him scammers if he start dating service. I know damn well I can do it. So Bree says children should leave once college is complete or they bought a house at 25. Yeah. Like my friend that still lives at home and we're like on the late 30s spectrum. Like I know these men manosphere like to call us old. I don't see myself as old, but whatever. She has never left her mother's house. She have went to like getting certain certifications. She's back in another program. It's just like she just here and there. And I'm like, I guess her mother just, I think because her mom is single, I kind of feel like the mom is okay with it. I'm going to ask her because I know at one point she wanted to move out her mom's house, but she hasn't mentioned it since, So, oh, CK's dating service didn't work out. Oh, wow. Dang, I didn't know that. Said don't let her move unless it's into a house. Yeah, yeah. I'm just, it's kind of hard that mama bear thing. Like she does work, but right now she's at least wants to take a year off from college, but she's been working and she's like, Mom, I think I want to go to school. She gets to see what the real world is like. It's not peaches and cream. So Amin Ross says, I live in Europe and I think the pandemonium is also a problem in the MK Ultra program. It's just my opinion. Think outside the box to do. Yeah, it's definitely a problem. It's definitely a problem. Oh, wow, he has two grown kids at home. Damn. Wow. Now I know like somebody, his mother, and I think this study touched on that, but his mother had moved in with him. He was so mad, but he felt like because his mother he felt, he was obligated. His mother had a drinking problem. Like she would literally drink so much till she passed out and pee on herself. And she ended up passing away. This lady literally drunk herself to death. So sad. But you love your children. You want to see them do well. And I think if they're doing the right thing, it could be a way for them to stack up some money so they can buy a house if they want to. And matter of fact, Kevin Samuels was going in on the girl. She wanted to buy a house because she lived with her parents. Like she's up here in the DMV, so I bet she in Bowie or somewhere, Upper Marlboro or somewhere really nice. And she's like, well, I want to buy a house. Her parents are in the real estate, like they own property they rent out. To me, I thought it made sense, but he felt like a woman, she should be focused on, trying to get married, not worrying about buying a house. He feels like when women buy a house, I guess that kind of makes them, how they explain it, that they don't need men, basically. That's what he was saying, that women should be buying houses if they are single. Azriel says, I had exes that would make fun of me in terms of living with my mom. Meanwhile, they share a room with their sisters. Men ain't the only woman at home. Right. Yeah. My friend lives at home. Like I said, we're late 30s. She's still at home. She's never left her mother's house. Never. Never, ever. Her little sister left for college and never returned, but her little sister's a dentist and she married a dentist. But my friend kind of has, and I love her. I think she has like failure to lunch syndrome or something. Like something's wrong. But I feel like if a woman's living at home, how she's gonna talk about a man living at home? Like I don't even get it. Okay, well that's good. That's good. Yeah, that's crazy. Men, yeah. Say buy the house just on telling men. Oh, I see. That's true. Don't go running your mouth about everything. We like to talk a lot. Hmm. I know. I feel like the men, if you're not going to college, I don't know if I want my son to go to the military, honestly. But I could think about 25. I think in the United States, at least Black culture, because that's the only one I can speak on. Sometimes we're just so quick to kick kids out before they're ready. Like if you prepare them, but just because somebody turned 18 don't mean they magically just ready to take on the world. But I think if they're productive, like working, going to school, it's okay to stay to 25 or so. I don't know. That's my thought process. That's how I look at it. So they're saying partner women are more educated than single women. Because it just seems like sometimes with Black cultures, some parents feel like, well, it's good enough for me, so it's good enough for y'all. Because my dad's really tough like that. Because my dad, he's from Louisiana. He grew up like on a farm. So, he had a rough upbringing. So he feel like it's good enough for everybody else. Right. Kids need an exit plan. Azriel says, I'm 27 and I'm in accounting for school and I feel horrible that I'm still living at home. It's my second degree though. I live in New York. Well, I don't think you should feel horrible. And you're in New York. I think too, depending on where you are in the country, like New York, Washington, D.C., LA, San Francisco, certain parts of the country is very expensive to live. So I think that should be taken into account as well. Because here, like, I just kind of thought it's cute. My daughter and her friend want to get their own apartment. They look, working at Starbucks and stuff. And like the average rent, like 2-bedroom apartment in DC, it's like 3,000, a little under. But if it's really cheap, you probably got mice and roaches in the hood. Like it's a lot to consider. So it's different factors. You say you would need at least 1 to 2 roommates. Okay. Said men should be saving for a deposit while living with parents. Right, yeah. And that's a good opportunity for the kids to save their money up. Yeah. Yep. So where you are, the cheapest rent is like 1,800. Okay. In Brooklyn. Okay. Yeah, it's some YouTuber I saw. She was living in New York. She moved to Savannah, Georgia. That seems so random. So from New York to Savannah, those cities are totally different. But She's saying her apartment had rats and she wanted it to be like a slower pace. What's up, Ray Ray? Are you know Pookie? Okay, so Bree saying we'll look for jobs outside of New York that will pay you the money. Well, that's good, and that's a good degree fill you in, so you know you're going to be good. All right, let me continue this. So it says the economic gap between single and partner adults has generally grown wider since 1990, though exceptions exist. The change has been greater on some measures among women and men, and the dynamics underlying the shifts reflect different realities for each group. For women, the gaps have widened not because unpartnered women are faring worse now than 1990, but rather because partnered women have experienced significant improvements in their outcomes. In contrast, the economic gap between unpartnered and partnered men has widened mainly because the former, I think I read that already. I'm sorry, y'all. In 1990, similar shares of unpartnered 23% and partnered 22% women had completed at least a bachelor's degree. Both groups have improved their educational attainment, but partner women have made greater strides. By 2019, 43% of partner women were college graduates, resulting in a significant gap in educational attainment between the two groups. That's interesting to me. Partner women have closed some of the gap in employment with single women. In 1990, single women were significantly more likely to be working than partner women. Employment has increased among both groups, but especially among partner women. A 7% point gap has narrowed to 3 points. This is due in large part to the growing share of mothers who have entered the labor force since 1990. In 1990, unpartnered women at the median out-earned their partner counterparts, 32,300 versus 26,900. Oh my goodness. That's the median. And okay, that's 1990. Unpartnered women's median earnings have since remained stagnant, while partner women's median earnings have increased by $13,100. A $5,400 gap in favor of single women has reversed as of 2019, had become an $8,000 earnings gap in favor of partnered women. Relatedly, the income received by partnered women has increased substantially since 1990, and far fewer of them lack the resources to live independently. The share of single women who are financially vulnerable has not changed much, from 38% in 1990 to 37% in 2019. Wow. Hmm. I'm just trying to kind of absorb that information. Okay, so you mentioned going to contracting. I'm just being silly, Ray Ray. I don't mean any harm. You know how, well, maybe you don't know on YouTube, they like to say Pookie and Ray Ray. That's what. I'm surprised you can even get an apartment in Brooklyn for that. I thought it would be higher. Okay. Ray Ray pays $413.50 for rent. Must be nice. We can share the rent. Must be nice. What's up, Yaisha Kente? Good to see you. Move in with Ray and you won't be sorry. If I move in with Ray Ray, I'm gonna be paying for everything because he ain't got no damn money. Okay. That's so funny to me. Mm-mm. Ray Ray is like bra man from the fifth floor. Exactly. I think bra man had his own place on the fifth floor, didn't he? I think he at least had his own spot. And I wonder, should the unpartnered women, should they move in together to help each other financially? Unpartnered women, because when people get together, you get married, you have more money, so of course you can live differently. Like I know a woman, She was cheating on her husband. She was driving. Her husband bought her Audi and all this nice stuff. But when he found out, he divorced her, and her lifestyle had changed. It kind of, I guess, degraded in a way because she couldn't live like she was used to when she was married. And also, I don't know if it's just the DMV area, but me and my friend were talking about like these men claim they be separated, but they be living with a quote unquote wife because I guess for financial reasons. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. So Ray Ray said this. You mean fringe benefits to live with Ray Ray? That's okay. I'm good on that. I'm good. You funny, Ray Ray. Oh, goodness. Okay, so it says when it comes to living arrangements compared with 1990, a significantly higher share of single women now reside with at least one parent. So the gap on this score between single and partner women has widened from 16 to 23% percentage points by 2019. Differences in the shares of single and partner women who are living with a child have not changed substantially. Both groups were slightly less likely to have a child in their household in 2019 than in 1990. Hmm. Turning to men, single men have made only minimal gains in educational attainment since 1990. By 2019, 26% of single men had completed at least a bachelor's degree, up from 24% in 1990. Educational gains have been much more substantial for partner men over this period. The share who had completed at least a bachelor's degree rose 11 percentage points from 1990 to 2019, increasing the educational gap between partnered and unpartnered men from 3 to 11 percentage points. All right, so, okay, you can see the chart there. It says single men have fallen further behind their partner counterparts educationally at a time when job opportunities for less educated men in the US labor market have become more limited. This is reflected in trends in employment and earnings. Many studies have documented rising joblessness among less educated men of prime working age, accompanied by failing real wages since 1980. There is less consensus on the factors contributing to these declining fortunes, but explanations usually include those involving both the demand for less educated workers and the supply. Unpartnered men were less likely to be employed in 2019, 73%, huh? Damn. Than they were in 1990, 76%. Consequently, a 16 percentage point gap in job holding between single and partner men has widened somewhat to 18 points. The gap in earnings has widened even more. Single men are the only one of the four demographic groups to have experienced a significant decline in their inflation adjusted median earnings. The typical earnings of unpartnered men have fallen by $1,500 since 1990. Combined with the earning gains among partner men, the earnings gap between single and partner men widened from 1600 to 16,200 in 1990 to 21,400 in 2019. Wow. Hmm. So I wonder, is it just these unpartnered men? Are they just not motivated? And I know they only mentioned college, but could they have like trades like HVAC or automotive, different things like that, plumbing? Hmm. So they say single men are increasingly likely to live in their parents' home. That's crazy. Okay, Ray Ray said don't rule out polygamy. Um, um, that's a no for me, dog, for polygamy. I don't know about anybody else, but no thanks. Because from what I've seen, polygamy just seems like a freak fest. that these people can just spread their juices everywhere. It doesn't seem to be productive in the ways they explain it to be. Says, as in the case among women, unpartnered men are more likely now to be living with a parent than they were in 1990, while the share of partnered men doing so has remained about the same. Some 31% of single men live with a parent in 2019, up from 27% in 1990. Damn, the gap in the share of men who are institutionalized has widened over this period. When it comes to living with children, 8% of unpartnered men did so in 2019, compared with 61% of partnered men. Okay, the gap between the two groups of men has narrowed somewhat over the past 30 years, but remains quite large. Okay, so that's that study. All in the family. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I I don't know. I'm not a proponent for polygamy personally. I'm not sharing my man, at least not purposely, not intentionally. Like I said, from what I seen, just look like a freak fest. Cause I kind of, I guess you would say, react or analyze young Pharaoh and his cult Art and Nation, and he says he's a polygamist, but it looks like he just trying to sleep with all the women he can. Like he's not really. It doesn't seem like he's building much. Say Ray Ray said polygamy would be economically beneficial to all y'all. Really? How so, Ray Ray? Please explain. Azriel says that girl selling lashes on Kevin Samuels with her. She she was a character. She seemed to probably follow a lot of those Instagram influencers. You can tell because she had a lot of the talking points you see on Instagram. But I didn't think it was necessarily bad that she lived at home with her parents, because in the Bible, technically a woman would not leave the house until she was married. She would leave her parents' house and go to her husband's house. So I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, but he was kind of going in on her. But I remember another young lady living at home with her parents. She worked for the parents' business and he called her a loser too. So sometimes I don't understand his angle. Says, how old are you, hostess? I'm 37 years old, Ray Ray. 37. Azriel says, if you're a God-fearing woman, you would share all the patriarchs and multiple wives. I hear you. I hear you. Okay, they have multiple wives, so then they put all the wives in the house and stuff like that. These polygamous men not doing that. They're not doing that. They just want to sleep with everybody and get all these this disgusting, spread their juices everywhere. That's what they want to do. What do you mean? What does that mean, Ray Ray? What do you mean? Yeah, that's it. Says Azriel said, here's the thing though. She said her parents were below average, and she said the money they make was. You're right. She did say that. She certainly did say that about her parents, and I thought that was kind of. And I'm sure her parents are not below average. I bet she's somewhere in PG County in a nice big house. So for her to say that, and based on what her dad worked, I believe he's probably either former or current military. So that was not nice of her to say that about her parents. Yeah, these poly dudes, no thanks. And I have heard a poly guy, Israelite guy. He said, I think he said women my age can just be a concubine. Like, fuck out of here with that. No, thank you. The young incel takes what he can get. Yeah, he does. But he does. He's mad at Golden again. So, so what do y'all think of this study the Pew Research Center did though? I mean, to me, it's common sense. Two are better than one, right? If you partner up, like married or even living with a boyfriend, girlfriend, you probably being able to share expenses. I know some women like, I don't want to be 50-50. I get it, but at least 50-50 is better than paying everything by yourself. I mean, I wouldn't want to do it either, but still. You said Ray Ray said turn off those relationship coaches. Yeah, I watch them for entertainment. It's kind of interesting though. I can't lie. Some of the women that call in to Kevin are interesting because the questions he be asking them, like, it's be intrusive questions. He be asking a woman why she divorced her husband. I wish I could find this sound bite. But he asked a lady like, why is the divorce rate so high? And she said, I don't know. He's like, because women file divorce. And he just kept repeating women file divorce. But I'm like, are you asking why the women file for a divorce? It's a reason for that. Why would anyone? I don't think anybody would purposely destroy their family like that. So Azriel says it's messed up. Her dad works for the government. Her mom has a business at home. That's why a lot of dudes are like, fuck it. If I make 79,000, she's gonna think I'm beneath her. Hmm. Yeah, she was talking about 5 million or something. But the thing is, we saw this study, and you can look at the Bureau of Labor Statistics data. Most people are not even making 100,000, let alone $5 million. Like I mean, she has the right to want what she wants, but it's not realistic. So good luck with that. Yeah, she probably would. Just says, I'm gonna say this: the only way I'm gonna let women live that whole slide is they 18 to 24. If she's 25 older, she could take care of herself. Yeah, I feel you. Ray Ray said, does it apply to African Americans? Does what? This study actually said that 62% of black women are unpartnered, and I think it was like 55%. I have to find it. Of black men were unpartnered. So isn't that's crazy? That's high number. See, I blame society for a lot of these single folks nowadays. So yeah, this is crazy. I think too, of course, the pandemonium we in, and then like college. You went to college. That's a good place to meet somebody because it's thousands of people on the campus. But still, it's like, damn, that is a lot. Azriel said, I'll do 75-25. I just don't want a woman to take advantage of me. That's fair. I understand. Azriel said she has thought 40% women may sit. She's a goofy. I don't know what alternative reality she live in, but I'll find that piece of data. Damn. Yeah, pretty much. Like Maxine, living single kind of made it look fun too. Azriel and just a skirt. Yeah, they skirt, Ray Ray. They skirt. But Ray Ray, do you have a job? What's your age, pant size? How you ask men pant size? What's your waist, Ray Ray? You can't blame society. Yeah, I think that's that's definitely a disconnect. Definitely. Y'all bear with me one moment. I'm gonna try to find that piece of data for the average salary because it is not even $100,000. And then hold on. Speaking of dating coaches, where is my dog at? Okay, there it is. Speaking of dating coaches, one of the ladies, the level up ladies, her husband was asking her about the divorce. He was like, What a website for the divorce. So I don't know if they trolling or if old girls getting divorced. Y'all know what I'm talking about? The level up lady. The average for men is around 40 to 45,000. Yeah, dating coaches are trash. I just think some of the stuff is like a fairy tale. Like, did you see the episode, the woman down in Atlanta? Now in Georgia, the salaries are really low. She wanted a man to make 500,000. I'm like, they don't even barely make 60 down there. It didn't make no sense. I'll see if I can find that right quick. But this says, according to the May 2020 National Occupational Employment and Wages Estimates by the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the average salary in the United States is $56,310 with a median wage of $20.17 an hour. It says, as of 2021, it's estimated that women in the United States earn around 82 cents for every dollar that a man earns. So, no, it's lower, Azriel. The cost of living is lower in Georgia. So the salaries, I would say that with gentrification, the cost of rents are rising in the nation, really, but the salaries are very low down there. Unless you like, certain professionals like doctor, nurse, you know how that goes. UK Kev says dating coaches are all alike. Yeah, they are. Ray Ray said too many African American girls and women are comparing themselves to other ethnic groups. Stop it. You think so? I don't know if they're doing that. Like I said, I don't watch a lot of the level up people like that, but I dating people like that. I will watch Kevin from time to time, but just because the calls are, it's entertaining. I can't even lie. Someone's calls entertaining. Azriel says, I think all men should strive to be 75 to 100,000 though. I think so too. And it's very possible to do. It's very possible to do. Dating coaches are all like Derek Jackson. They say what gives them. Derek Jackson is so disgusting. I never liked him. I always thought he was fake. So I'm like, oh, my intuition on point. He always came out very disingenuous to me because he would say dumb shit like, ladies, if he don't text you back in 5 minutes, he not the one. Or he just say some dumb stuff. And then when he had his battered wife or whatever, traumatized wife on there in that bonnet, I was like, wow, this is terrible. This is absolutely terrible. But a lot of women were eating it up because he was telling women what they want to hear. So I think accountability is a thing for every human being, male or female. But they were eating it up because he would say just what women want to hear. And he was digging down those women too. Oh my God, that's terrible. Just says me and a business associate was talking about this not too long ago. Even in 2021, with the Rona going around, it's women out here that still expect niggas to drop bands on them the first date. It's interesting. I don't know. You know what I think? And maybe because I'm what Kevin Samuels called my age group, he called us it's not, is it the danger zone or it's I think it's past danger zone. It's I forget. But I think like a person being mentally stable, a person being healthy mentally, a person being emotionally mature, a man, I think sometimes money is important. Don't get me wrong. We live in a capitalist society, but a lot of these, it's not all what matters because some of these people out here just need to be in some mental institution. And those things are important to me. Someone who's healthy mentally, who's not going to be no trauma dumping on you. And Azriel says they have a very skewed view of dating relationships. I can't count how many times my ex would send me IG posts of Lori and Michael B. Jordan. And he would we should take photos like this. Oh, wow. Damn. Wow. So that's crazy. Right. I think a lot of us are in living in the fantasies, unrealistic expectations. No human being is perfect. People are imperfect. I don't see why two people can't say, what, I'm gonna try. I know you're not perfect. I think too, like our communication within relationships is not good, and maybe things that probably could have been resolved if the communication was better. But I'm telling you, these people that's toxic and mentally ill, stay away from me. I want no parts in it. I don't care how much money they have. Okay, so it's beyond the danger zone. Yeah, thank you, Asriel. I'm the no man's land age group. That's funny to me, but I was like, this guy, something else. Thank you, Asriel. I couldn't remember. Oh, thanks, Ray. I try. I feel like Ray, you should learn from your life experiences instead of keep repeating the same mistakes. Learn from them. So Asriel says a lot of women feel as though you can't subsidize a certain lifestyle for them. They can do without. I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like I have a friend now. She's married. She's been married for like 13 years. Now she has a healthy marriage. She has 4 children. And she is a very like spiritual woman, but she says she feels like there are just certain things you're not gonna learn in life until you are married. That there are just certain I guess experience you're not gonna learn. And that it's fear that's probably keeping a lot of people apart. And just says, I already know them kind of women ain't for me since I don't move like that. The way I vet women, weeds them out in a short amount of time. That's good. Like the material things are nice, but it's not the most important thing. And you can always make more money. Like there are so many ways, there are unlimited ways to make money. So, you know, it just is a lot of weirdos out here. You already know. You already know. There are a lot of weirdos. They looking for mother figure, father figure. I mean, we can see that with young Pharaoh. He's definitely looking for a mother, like his mother wound is not healed. So give me a moment. I want to find this video right quick before we get out of here because I know it's getting late. And are y'all watching the World Series? Atlanta is up. Go Braves. Hopefully we win the World Series. That would be awesome. Okay, I'm gonna show y'all this clip right quick, and then we're gonna get out of here. So I'm gonna say fair use. It comes from Kevin Samuels, but the woman that wanted a man to make $500,000, she's in Georgia, where it's just not a realistic thing. I thank y'all for joining me this evening. Be sure to like the stream as you enter. And I want to know what y'all think about this because I do think some people have unrealistic standards and they probably frustrated because nobody can meet their silly standards.
To be responsible for anything other than little things like groceries. You want to be a stay-at-home wife where you raised by a stay-at-home mother.
No, was I raised by a stay-at-home mother? No.
Do you have a cookbook?
I don't need a cookbook.
Do you have a cookbook?
I don't.
So
I was taught by my dad as far as cooking.
Do respect, ma'am. Then why, in all fairness, would an average woman doing an average job who was not raised to be a traditional woman expect to be a stay-at-home mother with a man who's making the top 1% of income just because you deserve it? The guys are listening. The men who make that kind of money are watching this show. Shoot your shot.
Can you say the question again? I'm sorry.
Why you? The video. Please don't overtalk.
The woman that'll take care.
$100,000. I've dated a man who's making over 6 figures. You're asking to go.
Oh yeah, I'm nervous.
I swear. Oh my God, this show is so funny to me, bro.
So yeah, I'm nervous.
You can't be nervous if you want a man that's in the top 1%.
She sounds like Candy from Escape. She sounds just like her to me.
See, women who want what you want were raised to be an asset to men like that. Basically, you're asking to go shop at Hermes and just get a Birkin bag just because Birkin bags are cool.
That's not important to me. I don't care about
That's
labels.
not. It's a metaphor.
Oh, okay.
My point is, man, you're an average woman. You ain't never dated a man making over 6 figures.
I haven't.
So then why would you say you deserve to have a husband who's making $200,000 to $500,000? Why would you deserve any of that? Better question, what does he deserve?
He deserves a woman that'll take care of him. A woman that
But yeah, that's a woman. She wants the man to make $500,000. So Ray says for $206.75 will move you in with Ray, and you'll have conjugal privileges with who? Where do you live at, Ray? I love baseball. Ray is funny, Aisha. Just says only 5% at the highest make 6 figures where I live at. Right. Most people are not making that. And even when you count income taxes, you know what I'm saying? Like, and most of the men in tax brackets take, yeah. I mean, my thing is like people have the right to want what they want for their lives. I feel like that's not for me, Kevin, anybody tell this woman she can't have what she want, but it just don't make sense. I mean, the math isn't mathing, basically. I put it that way. Yeah, she's working with a lot of there. She said, because he was trying to say she's overweight. She's saying she just heavy up top. So I don't know, because we only got to see her from that level. UK Kev says the same conversation every time. Pretty much. I want to hear what Ray got to say, where Ray stay at. Because if I just have to pay $206, I don't mind that. Aisha says the men that make 6 figure probably want some women that make 6 figure. Some probably do. But I know a lot of them claim like, oh, we don't care about a woman's money, yada, yada, yada.
And what does he deserve the woman who, and does that come, but what about how she looks?
Yeah, of course he should be attracted to her.
Attracted? You don't think a man, please don't overtalk. You don't think a man who's making that kind of money should have a dime piece?
Well, yeah, they would like, but honestly, it's about the personality.
No. See, when you can't be what he wants, you'll always go to this personality. Why do you think Beyonce is all that to Jay-Z and more?
Yeah, but I mean, he still cheated on her.
And she kept her ass with her husband.
She did.
Because she's got sense.
She did.
So
I'm learning from you.
No. See what you don't realize is you just insulted 90% to 95% of the men out there. As a pharmacy technician, no disrespect intended, but man, that's an average job. You look at men, the way you talk is though the men that you're actually are on their level are not what you deserve. All right, I'll grant that. But what about the women who are above you? The women who outrank you in looks, physique, personality, mindset, abilities, aptitudes. Okay? What about those women? What do they deserve? Do they deserve the man that you want?
I don't think so, because most of them probably can't even do it. Probably not even wife material.
You mean like you?
I mean, like half of the women that are bad, like a 10, like you say, some of them can't even cook a meal.
Ma'am?
And I can do all that.
Okay, but based upon your relationship history, how would a man know that?
Honestly, like here's the issue that's going on right now. Okay, so Kevin and the woman that he's talking to are coming at it from the wrong way. Come on, like let's just.
I don't understand why he. I mean, that woman has the right to want what she wants, right? Who is he? He can't tell her what she can have, but basically, he was telling her that she was average at best, pretty much. It wasn't as harsh, but that's pretty much summarized that. It just says, thank God Black love ain't dependent on what Sweetum Scamio says. Homegirls talk crazy. Yeah, like I said, for the area that she's in, Georgia, now the metro area might make salaries are higher, but once you get outside metro Atlanta area, it's even lower. And like I said, the metro salary is low. Those people the people, like, have you ever been to like rural parts of Georgia? No, thank you. I just put it like that. Azrael says, no, men that make six figures want sexy, submissive women that make sandwiches. Okay. So I don't know, but I just think the things like the conversations we see online, the different panels we see online shows, I do think that men and women do want to be together. Most do. But for whatever reason, our differences, we just can't get it together, I suppose. Azriel says, I can want Zendaya and Rihanna, but when I get it, okay, that's a good point. That's true. That's true. I see what you're saying. Okay. So put it that way. We know that $500,000 is highly unlikely just because it's just highly unlikely. Most people don't even make $100,000. And then I noticed some conversations like someone feel like, well, I don't want to build a man up, or I don't want him to, like, because they said when they help a man get on his feet, he leave them. Conversations like that. And then men kind of have similar talking points too. Like some men said he helped his woman when she graduated college, she divorced him. So I don't know. It just seemed like a lot of people are just scared and they letting fear control them. Like, what if, like the worst case scenario? It just says, maybe I'm different, but I don't put too much focus on a woman's job because I know they don't get paid like we men do. So I don't give a fuck how much a woman makes as long as she got a job. Okay. Azrael says, women think that if they lower their expectations, that means they're settling. No, it means you're being practical and realistic. Okay. So it's always nice to hear a male's perspective on that. Cause like yeah, I know some of those what Kevin called high value men be hell on will. Some of them, you know. So I can only imagine somebody that's making $500K. I don't. Yeah, that's a lot. That's sweet. That's a sweet spot right there, making $500K. Let's see what else. We'll watch a little bit more, then we'll wrap up.
Just real be honest. Like she's 30. She says she wants someone that's 33 to 45 or some shit, or 40, that's making $500,000. The entire culture right now is hook up and they want the baddest of the baddest. So what she needs to do is she needs to hit the gym. Just like it's so interesting because Kevin talks about this shit a lot. He talks about how you just need to hit the gym, get into the gym, get your body right, get fit. And I've been watching this concept for a while, just like in the past, and he's just like,
why don't you go get a man who's average and prove to him? Access to all these women, but he needs to go get a woman that's average to let her prove that she's better than the other women. How about this? Why don't you go get a man who's average and prove to him? Y'all want it, and this is the entitlement of modern women, especially in our community. You don't hear Middle Eastern, Asian, Hispanic women who are average talking down to their average men, and all trying to go after men who definitely outrank and they're not qualified for.
That's interesting because I never really think of it like that. But he's saying that if you know you average, you should go after average men. So he's basically saying she's out of her league, basically. Damn. You telling the woman she out of her league. Maybe she could find an orthopedic surgeon. He probably make about $500,000. And it's, it's Atlanta area, so he have to be heterosexual. You have to want her. You know how that goes. Azrael says, love life is a gamble. Nothing is for sure. Just make sure whatever risk you take is calculated. That goes, yep, that's pretty much all we can do. Because we don't own people. We don't own people. Just Chillin says, I know from experience that most attractive women ain't got much of shit to offer, but they're more open-minded. Oh, okay. Azrael says, if I make $250,000 a year, I think I'm good with life. Yeah, I could be content with that. That's nice. That's nice right there. Just Chillin says, Sweden scammers in our community. He been getting dragged all week. I don't think he has addressed it, but he been getting dragged all week long. The internet is undefeated. Yaisha says, I'm the breadwinner in my house. My husband makes less than me, but he does more of the cooking, putting kids to sleep, etc. I work nights. She okay, Yaisha. I know a woman, she's a breadwinner as well. But she's happy. I mean, she's not complaining. Her husband is not like, how some people say a user or, they work well together. Yaisha says Kevin needs to shut up. Yeah. The way he describes things is very interesting. But I never thought about it like that. Like, he tell this woman, basically, she's too ugly for a man to make $500,000, basically. Damn, that's rough. I don't know why. Well, they grown women. They call in because they want to, so they can handle it. You say one step close to come out closet. Yeah, because I actually saw the entire string. I was like, well, I don't think he really meant it. But if he hadn't came out to kind of defend it, like, I don't know, Kevin. Because I've made criticism of him like that too, like because especially when he had that pink fur, when he had that pink fur coat on, he made a video to Minister Jap. I was like, he a little flamboyant.
That's the point. You're wanting a man that's way up here. In this country, you can only legally marry one person.
Right.
And your argument is, well, just because she look good don't mean she can cook.
Well, can I say something?
In a second.
Okay.
How many days a week do you cook right now?
For myself, I cook Sundays, and then I prep my lunches for the days, and then probably on Wednesday I'll cook again because
So 2 days a week you cook. So 2 days a week you cook.
Mm-hmm.
So you mean to tell me you're gonna go from 2 days a week to cooking how many days a week for your family?
Every freaking day. Every day.
The best predictor of future performance is past performance.
Kevin, man. Wow. Okay, that's good, Yaisha. I'm glad you're happy. That's awesome. California. Azrael, you like that, Colt? He killed me with that. But he said the best predictor of future performance is past performance. But he act like people can't change their ways. They can. So I guess it's something for her to think about. Because if she has a family, you have children, you want to feed them nutritious meals, you want to cook. You don't want to feed them McDonald's, Popeyes all the time or whatever. So that's something to think about. But I do get what they're saying because in this culture, American culture is like hustle culture, grind culture. And it's rough. You got kids, you have to go to work. Daycare is very expensive. Everyone doesn't have like parents or grandparents that can babysit the children. So it's a lot to think about. It would be best to have somebody that make $500,000. We know that's not ideal. We know that's not realistic. But at least you can stay home with your children while they're young with that kind of income. KS got crucified wearing that pink coat. I know. I made a thumbnail out of it. I'm so mad I deleted that photo off my computer, but I did make a thumbnail with it. Yeah, see, we saw you, Kevin. Yeah, I love that thumbnail. I should show it to y'all. I don't know if y'all seen the video. I'm gonna show it to y'all. I am so proud of I'm proud of my little video. I got more thumbs down on it, but I didn't care. Because thumbs down or up is engagement. But I'll show y'all just in case you've never seen it before. Proud of my little raggedy thumbnail. Well, I'm not gonna go in on my thumbnail like that. I'm proud. So if you haven't seen this video, go check it out. But oh boy. Leah just says, yeah, that's true. Everybody got different wants and needs. That's true. That's true. Azrael says, but MJ, if he never work out, then want to go and join a marathon in a month, even if I train, I'm still not accustomed to that routine because I haven't been doing longer. I see what you're saying. So the building of that habit, she would have to build that habit. Y'all ever read this book called Atomic Habits by James Clear? So she could change her habits to be somebody that cooks more, but it's not going to happen overnight. So I definitely get what you're saying. And I think in a way, like I said, when I first ran across this man, I was so disgusted. But I watched like a full stream, and I think he does. I don't agree with a lot of what he says, but I think he does give women a mirror to see, like, you know what, you need to think about that. Like for her, you need to think about when you get married, are you really going to be cooking 5 days a week, or are you like even a lifestyle? Like, do you want to live in the city? Do you like living in a city where all you hear is buses go by every 5 minutes rather? Do you want to live in the suburbs? Like things like that. I think just being more intentional about what it is that people want. And I also like how he says you need to go after what you want. So I won't say, all his content is bad. I think he's harsh, but I do also think he's toned it down some as well from what I've seen. Yeah, he should say he don't seem happy. I notice when he interacts with people, even the men, because at first I was like, he's so mean to women, but even with men, he's very direct. He seemed very direct, like get to the point. He's not with all the pleasantries for the most part, it seems like. Yeah, so these, like some of the calls, like, damn, there's something to think about. But I think too, like a lot of the women that call in to show us very what's the word I look for? Very materialistic. And someone probably wouldn't care if they marry an axe murderer as long as he's quote unquote high value, they'd be okay with it. Because like I think it was Azrael said at the beginning of the stream, he wants peace in his life. And you with toxic people, you're not gonna have peace. I don't care. Who cares how much money he make? Oh, you're in your 40s, Yaisha. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Takes 27 days to break a habit. You have to be intentional. It's a really good book though. It's by James Clear, and he has this good blog. This email he sends out every Thursday with good tips as far as like building your habits and consistency. So I listen to it on Audible, but I recommend it. Like this lady, she's single. Maybe she eat leftovers. I don't know, but if she cooking 2 days a week, no, the leftovers not gonna last that long. Yeah, I said he is toxic. I tried to listen to him last week. I could, yeah, sometimes to turn it off. But I do like the people's reactions to him. I kind of enjoy those better a lot of times. Like this lady named Dee Dee, I like her reactions to him. Oh, nice. As we're gonna buy a house in Santa Monica. As we said, if he was gay, wouldn't he vote passive, being direct is more rude and masculinity? I'm not sure. I mean, I honestly don't care what he is. But I think what he said, some things I can rock with him saying, like, you gotta go for what you want in life. Like you sitting around at the house thinking somebody gonna come to you. He's right. They're not. How they know? They don't even know you exist. You're not even in the game. And a lot of people just give up. Okay. I've been to Los Angeles. It was really nice. It was so pretty. And I love the coffee bean and tea leaf. I don't know if they have that in Northern California, but I would love to live in California just for the coffee bean. Azrael says, I'm going to download that book. MJ, I need to work on my punctuality and time management. Yeah, it's a good book. It's a good book. And I know I have to work on my consistency as well with things. So you know what? Like I said, when I made this video on him, I was 38 hot. But over time, like I said, not just looking at the clickbait or the things he says that go viral, but looking at an entire stream, there are some gems in there. I can't shit on him like that. Azrael says, okay. Hey, Letitia, good to see you. Good to see you. And so okay, we're gonna play a little more of that video, then we'll get out of here. But they was not feeling my video. They gonna thumbs down me like that. All right, but that's when his attack dogs, Kevin attack dogs, man, they vicious, but they don't really come over like that anymore. Give me one moment and I'll answer that. And Letitia, I'm curious to know what you think about this. If you have any insight, why you think so many Black men or women are single? Because we went over the Pew Research study that shows, it says like over 60% of Black women are single, and I think 50 something percent of Black men are single.
And see,
every day.
nothing that I've said has made you sit back and say, maybe I'm being a little bit unrealistic about my wants and expectations. You keep trying to make this fit.
Mm-hmm.
And I really do my best to kind of level set you. But every time I ask you something, it's like, well, but maybe she's not what it is. Why do you deserve this?
I'm not gonna lie, man. I feel like every time every girl calls in, they're so excited to talk to him, but then they get disappointed as shit as the rest of the conversation goes on. Like, she was happy as shit to get into it, and now she's just like, can this just be over with? Like, Kevin, get to the
I'm gonna
point.
fast forward through
You
his
helping all
reaction
these
because I
other
really
girls
want to
out,
see
but like,
their exchange.
what are
More
you
so.
talking about? I'm not gonna front. You know, I mean, I guess he's just giving her what she. I don't know, man. Let's go.
Honestly, he don't even have to be high value as long as he can love me unconditionally. And
That's
I can
not
do
what
the
you
same for
started
him.
out saying, ma'am. You said you want 2 kids and you don't want to have to pay, you don't want to have to be responsible for anything except groceries. That's what you said.
I did.
Because
So now
that's
you
the
making me
truth.
think that I don't
Because
have
that's
to
the
have.
truth. That's the truth. That's why you can't find nobody. Because you walking around trying to find a man that is above you.
Mhm.
See, there are men out there who knew women ain't on their level. Do you also understand that there are men who are that are above you and you ain't on their level?
Mhm.
Are there men like that?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So if a man was trying to get a woman that wasn't on his level, what would you expect him to do?
Of course, he'll probably brush past me and get to somebody that's on his level.
If a man was trying to get a woman that wasn't on his level, what are his options?
Mm. You talking about what are his options?
Yeah, if a man is here and he wants a woman that's up here, what are his options when he's here?
Well, he's gonna get somebody on his level.
Or he can level up.
Oh, or exactly, he can level up.
Well, you can't level up to that level.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to do this in the nicest way possible. But what in your life?
This is terrible.
Bro, Kevin just told us.
So it's pretty much like you're average at best 2.0, pretty much. But Azrael, let's see, you said, why do you think Black people in particular age, in particular, are single? Oh man, that's a lot of layers to that. I could think about my own experiences, and when I reflect back on my own experiences, I think about, how you have an experience, or you think about what you could have done better, what you could have done differently. I think communication. I just think there is a disconnect in communication. Like, I read this book. I like to read this book by Nedra Glover Tawwab. It's called "Set Boundaries, Find Peace." I'm the type. Well, my default mechanism is more passive aggressive, so I have to be mindful about that. So instead of saying what I needed, what I wanted from my partner, what I needed, I would just shut down. It's kind of almost like it's really immature in a way, like acting like a child in a way. But that's not healthy. If men not mind readers, women are not mind readers either. But if you're not telling somebody what you need or want, how they need to love you, how they need to, interact with you, they're not going to know. So I think that's an issue. Um, I've had experience, like I said, I had experience with Kevin would consider high value man, and I think he did have a fear of marriage. A lot of his friends were single. Are they all successful single? Like I said, I've lived 34 years in Atlanta. I don't live there anymore, but it's like a candy store for men, lots of beautiful women. I think sometimes people feel like something's better for them. Maybe that's why. I don't know. Um, but I think just the communication, I think that mental health aspect, also Black community, there's a lot of trauma I think that we don't address. And as much as Kevin tells women to go to therapy, men need it too, because there's some things that just have to be addressed. I think. I also think sometimes we give up too soon. If it's something like you being abused or something, I get it, but just giving up on stuff. Like my default, what's that song say? I'm a runner. But she said she's a runner, she track star. That's me. Like I'm like, fuck it. So that's not healthy. Just deal with the things. But that's my thoughts on it. I'm curious to know what y'all think about that. But because even when I was in undergrad, I went to a predominantly white university. When I was in college, I wasn't a traditional student because I was a mother, but the women I had classes with, they were getting engaged left and right. I was like, when my engagement coming? And me and my ex had a lot of issues because I wanted to be married. He was saying, when you do this, I'm gonna give you a ring. When you do this, he would always move the goalposts. And then perhaps too, maybe staying in situations too long when you're not getting what you want, you're not on the same page, perhaps. I don't know. But yeah, Kevin does have a daughter, at least one daughter that I know of. Hey, Reza, good to see you. So y'all have some thoughts on that. Let me know. But I know even on YouTube, it's so much toxicity on here. Like the women calling men trash bag. All men not trash bag. They generalizing. Like they'll take one news story, say man robbed woman at gunpoint. They're like, these men is trash. That was a man. That wasn't men. That was one person. Just as I know I got 2 deal breakers alone that chops my dating pool down to 95%. I hate going to church. I don't want kids. Okay. Well, maybe not, just because you might have to have a woman closer to your age. Do you want her to not have any children, or would you be a stepfather, or you just don't want her to have kids either? I'm sure you could find somebody like that, because not all women be wanting children either.
She can't level up. This dude is ridiculous, bro. I swear. He said they can also level up. But what you can't do, you can't level up. That shit is so funny to me, I swear, man.
What in your dating romantic life has made you think, feel, or believe or created an appetite for a man that's up there when you've never experienced it? Where'd that come from?
I don't know, from watching your show.
Man, you're 30.
I honestly,
You're 30 years old. My show ain't been around that long, but you've been single a long time.
I have, because I haven't found the right one yet.
And what's that? And see, that's the. Thank you.
I don't need a cookbook.
Thank you. I haven't found the right one.
I haven't found the right one.
It's the first goddamn thing out of my mouth. There is no right one. So here's the hardcore reality. Man, you're average.
What's wrong with that? I think most human beings are average. Most people are not exceptionally beautiful, whatever that means. Okay. Okay. Understood. Just that 3 trash bags, struggle bandit, equal black man didn't disagree, whatever. Yeah, pretty much. It also seems like a lot of people want perfection. Even men, women, they want perfection. Nobody is perfect. People are gonna let you down. Nobody's perfect. So he been telling people about high value, and then a woman call in wanting high value man, which I don't see what's wrong with her wanting that. Now it's a problem because she's average looking. And then to our culture, like when you think of city girls, they rap about that, like the dealing with older men, Meg the Stallion. Just culturally, that's all people talk about. It seems like on both sides like to manipulate and use each other. Yeah, most people are average. There's nothing wrong with it. Like we just human beings. Like you gotta look like, I don't know, whoever the most beautiful Kenya, what's her name? Kenya Moore, Halle Berry, or Shamar Moore, or somebody. It's not that this. I guess he think he's a gorgeous man.
And the right one for you is a guy who's making around $42,500 a year. Why'd you do that?
That is kind of sad, though. I ain't gonna lie. That's sad that a man could be content with making $42,000 a year. Yeah, I'm sorry. I couldn't marry nobody like that. I don't care what Kevin says.
I'm about 20, 30,000 above that, baby. Come hit me up.
I'm disagreeing.
Okay. But that's kind of what the man you dated before was earning, right? Right?
Correct.
Yes, no? Right.
Correct.
Right. Average, like an average woman who's a pharmacy tech. But then if you were to date this man, would you do all the stuff for him that you would do for this man who's making 500,000, 200,000? Really?
I would. I
Really?
would.
So if I went back to your dating history, asked the men you
Mhm.
dated, is that who you were? They tell me that's who you were.
Yeah, they would definitely tell you that that's who I was.
Okay, so who ended the relationships?
You said, excuse me?
So your last relationship, who ended it? You or him?
I did.
Why?
I told you because he was just irresponsible with money wise, like priorities.
You guys
Wasn't,
were Ferraris.
his priorities wasn't.
You guys were together
in
on
the
like
right
6
place.
months, right?
It wasn't long.
Okay, so and the one before that.
But I did. I did.
2-year relationship. Who ended that one?
I did.
Why? Yeah. Go ahead.
I got sick, to be honest. I got sick. And I wasn't ready for a relationship.
You ended a 2-year relationship because of an illness?
I did.
He didn't want it to end.
Yeah.
Was it a life-threatening illness?
It was.
I mean, I'm a cancer survivor, so.
I'm not trying to cry.
My point. Oh no, don't make her cry. Yeah, he's the most handsomest man. Yeah, that's too low. Right, that's too low. And the man should have more ambition than that. Come on. That's just lazy. Yeah, that is good. I think that's what Kevin's telling her too. Like, you can double down on what you want. Be sure you got to make a decision. Know what you want. As we said, I don't think he'll be satisfied with 40K, but you might meet someone 40K and end up making 80 in 10 years. So I hope it don't take him 10 years as real. If they're a younger male, okay, that's true. An older male should be making way more than that's true. You got to look at the dynamics. Yep. Well, what's the age, Azrael? What's the age range I'm in again? It's no man's land. So he's gonna be making the no man's land men should make more. They should make more.
My point is, in relationships, okay, you don't end relationships. You ladies just jump in and out of relationships. Then when you're at a point, it's like, well, you got to look at your past history. Yeah. And your relationships, you end them.
Well, he wasn't ready. He couldn't take on the toll that I was dealing with. So.
All right. So what this caller shows, more than anything else, is even average women who've never experienced this stuff, you have no business, no business really having such high standards. You got this list of things that you're not. And you expect the man to settle for you when you wouldn't settle for somebody else. There are plenty of men out there. 54% of black men are single and childless, and 61% in the middle class. There are plenty of single black men in this country, especially here. So if you can't find a single black man who's average, you ain't looking outside. Mm-hmm. So you say you can't find the right one, you can't find a fantasy is what you can't find. So many of our average women are looking for men who outrank them. And this is why y'all ending up by yourself, because you're not looking for men that are on your level.
That's interesting. So you say it's because she's by herself because she doesn't want a man on her level. And even with like women that are really beautiful, are y'all familiar with Bernice? I think her last name Burgos, Bernice. I may not pronounce her last name right, but she's a very beautiful woman. She be on Instagram. I don't understand why she's not married, but I don't know if she escorts or what. Are y'all familiar with her? So if you're over 40 making less than 50,000, your pockets are in the danger zone. Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's sad. Reason says nowadays it's easier to make more, but it all comes down to strategy and how your parents help you picking a career and attract for a career. Right, right. And I think a lot of times, well, I know like scripture says your gifts will make room for you, but I think some people don't have the luxury or majoring in like art and sociology. Like come on. Some of these things people be majoring in is stupid and don't make no money doing it. Yeah, he has some nice suits. He really does. He's serious. Like he be on at 10, 11 o'clock at night in the suit. Yeah, she is so pretty. Yes, she's a grandmother, right? But she's beautiful. You say I put Bernice up there or Jocelyn Martina, you probably you're right. I'm like, why she's not like you would think she would use her beauty to get a husband instead of doing it she doing online. I don't know, understand it. She's a glorified little girl. She's a grand, ain't even 40 yet. Yeah, I know with some on some blogs they be calling her old, like they be going in on her. But I'm like, I mean, she's really pretty. Um, mhm. Yeah, but that's why parents are there. They stop you making dumb decisions. But a lot of parents, but you know, Reza, parents are not perfect people. A lot of parents are not even equipped to help you with that. Honestly, if you have parents that can help you in that, you're blessed. Some of these parents, you know, some people have to really heal from their childhood. Like it's almost like survive. They survived their childhood, didn't even thrive in it. So it just depends. Yeah, I don't understand her because I'm like, if I look like that, I would been have me. So I would make that work. Okay. I know she's either late 30s or 40s, and her daughter be twerking. Just very, yeah, whatever. Leave them alone.
So I look like an asshole for saying this kind of stuff, and I just don't get it.
Well, like you said, I haven't even tried to go out to look for nobody, so that's on me.
Well, that's cool, but then that means what?
It's
At
my
30 years old, at 30 years old.
Wow.
Like it or not, at 30 years old, either you get your butt in gear, get your standards in line with who you are, understand that an average man will be a great catch for you, and he would actually be saving your life because the next questions aren't going to be worse. When you get to age 65, retirement, are you going to have your $2.4 million saved up cash?
I'm not. That's
So
why
where are you going to live?
I don't. That's why I need a husband.
So where are you going to live?
That's why I said I don't.
But the thing that I love about Kevin's content is that it really gives the mindset, and
that is something to think about. But I don't know anybody who has their savings saved up with 401k, maybe. But that's something to think about. Oh, she's 41, 38. Either way, I mean, she's a beautiful woman. I just don't understand why she just ain't got a husband. Like, who want to see her at 51 doing it though? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, Bernice. I laugh when he does that barking dog and what's the other sound? I'm with her. I'm with her. Team get a husband. Like how Umar be like, he accepting wifey resumes. Oh, let me play that one more time.
Saved up cash?
I'm not. That's
So
why I need
where are you
a
going to
husband.
live?
I don't. That's why I need a husband.
So where are you going to live? When you get to age 65, and he would actually be saving you are at 30 years old.
That's funny.
Like it or not, at 30 years old, either you get your butt in gear, get your standards in line with who you are, understand that an average man will be a great catch for you, and he would actually be saving your life because the next questions aren't going to be worse. When you get to age 65, retirement, are you going to have your $2.4 million saved up cash?
I'm not. That's
So
why I need
where are
a
you going to
husband.
live?
I don't. That's why I need a husband.
So where are you going to live?
That's why I said I don't.
But the thing that I love about Kevin's content is that it really gives the mindset, and what he's starting to do now is really drill into the average mindset of women now, to the point like you need to have a husband to get to the end of life. And so now what he's objective, like these women are now objectifying men as money. We're now look like the average man is.
Do y'all men feel that women only see you as money and pee and a peen? Yeah, she has to, because I don't understand. I couldn't. Their lifestyle seems ridiculous. Right. She would not. Yeah. She plays that sound to indicate a woman gonna die alone. She don't change her ways. So that makes me laugh. Sometimes I think about calling up to that show and see what he'll say. He was mean to some lady in her 40s. He was real mean to her though. She had like a bonnet on. All right, but yeah, so Rona slowed you down. But yeah, that's all I really have for this evening. I just want to discuss why so many modern men and women are single, because there are a lot. So hopefully we can all come together so we won't have dogs and have to hear that music that they play at the military funerals, I believe. But in all seriousness, I thought that was an interesting study Pew Research did. And I knew it was bad, but I'm like, oh, damn, I didn't know it was that bad. Sheesh. So hopefully we can get it together and we all be having some weddings to go to, because I haven't attended weddings so long. I don't know about y'all, but it's been a minute. But that's all I have for this evening. We'll be back with keeping up with the items. So be looking out for that. I'll schedule that. And I thank you all for joining me. Be sure to like the stream as you exit. If you haven't subscribed already, please do, because we'll cover topics like this, relationship dynamics, and some other things. Well, until the next time later, you have a great evening and stay safe. Yes, Reese, I want to go to a wedding. Okay. Yep, y'all be easy. Later.